people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you lie down. Yo yo, my ego don't come. Oh yo yo, my people make we shout. Oh yo yo, my ego don't come. Oh yo yo, my ego don't come, man of the masses. Oh yo yo, my ego don't come. Oh yo yo, my ego die the politico. Oh yo yo, my ego don't come. Oh yo yo, this one not they off in mind. Oh yo yo, my ego don't come. Oh yo yo, person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo, my people make you shout. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come, man of the masses. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo, Mayegun diary politico. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo, this man not they off in mind. Oh yo yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh yo yo. Aha.
Hello there.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary.
Let me know if this audio is perfect. If you are watching me on Facebook or YouTube, please let me know before we get fully into this. Share this broadcast.
Mayegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun diary. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary.
Thank you very much. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Mayegun diary politico.
Thank you.
Godfatherism, kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun diary.
Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends and tell them that Mayegun today.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun today.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Thank you so much. Share this broadcast, like I said. It is going to be an interesting night, an eye-opening session. You're going to love it. I am feeling good about it because something is there.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Thank you.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ìrẹsìdó bá rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
I am also live on TikTok, by the way.
Ìnáwó jẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí pa. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Share this broadcast far and wide. Read the caption of the broadcast. Read the description as well, which is the body of this conversation tonight. Yes, and then don't forget, like the broadcast.
Yes,
Thank you. So, good morning to you once again, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegu live. Now, if you have done all I said, and you are just sitting back now to settle down into this conversation, thank you. The rider for this broadcast is the strong move that the Babalawo Ijesha Lamidi Apapa, the one that declared himself the chairman of Labour Party with one single assignment only: dissolve everything you meet in the party and withdraw Peter Obi's case from the court. That is his assignment. When he is done, it will disappear. But there are questions that are now popping up, kind of like Atiku is in the middle. And before this year charade election, after the charade election, even up to this moment, the general impression is Peter Obi versus Tinubu. How? Because Tinubu's people and his camp have dedicated every breath, every resource, every tool in their arsenal to hunt down and shut down Peter Obi. But I have an explanation, or kind of a little bit of an explanation to make to some of you today. Something that, for those who are smart enough, I am not talking to those who are emotionally, who have been emotionally defrauded. Smart people. You will realize that what Nigeria establishment is facing is very, very unusual. The APC, Egbekegbe, escalated, amplified, and weaponized every red line in Nigeria and pushed everyone to the precipice, except for those who are pretending or living in denial. Every now and then, when Nigerians reject the establishment, like you have seen from almost day one when Buhari came to power, the resistance, the rejection, the protest, all they have done is to just label every group something before they shoot them down. I'll give you examples. When the Shiite felt slighted and shortchanged in Nigeria, they publicly expressed it, and what happened? They labeled them potential terrorist group, and they killed thousands of them. Nobody is held responsible for that. They gave them a name before they killed them. When the Nigerians who are Biafrans said, we are done with Nigeria, we want a referendum, we want to leave, they quickly put a tag on them and called them potential terror group, or people that are likely going to start a civil war. That's all they needed, and they killed them and still killing them. The revolution now happened. Same treatment. The Yoruba nation happened. Same treatment. Just give them a name and kill them. Because all you need to explain to the people that you killed Nigerians who disagrees with the current status quo, rather than engage them, you killed them is because you wanted to save Nigeria. Nigeria can't live, or Nigerians can't experience another life except this particular one that is being foisted on them. No choice. You have no choice, whether you like it or not. This Nigeria, it will remain what it is. They just give them a name to kill them. And SARS happened for the first time. They couldn't find a name to give in order to kill them. They couldn't attach them to either political party, politicians, tribe, religion, and every other nonsense that they always pop up before they kill you. They are Nigerians, so done with Nigeria system, done with the establishment. But with no reason, they still shot and killed them. But they didn't kill their spirits. They didn't go away. Now you have a country with angry people that have been forced to be quiet or die. That's what you have in Nigeria. And this got across every part of Nigeria. And that is why today you have different groups from every part of Nigeria demanding for different things. It simply means the establishment failed. But the establishment, like the idiots, if you find yourself in a hole, the ideal thing is to stop digging, reflect, and possibly start the healing process of coming out of that pit. So the establishment, rather than do that, they double down. So what name would they give to these Nigerians that have been recalcitrant, that have been so stubborn? No name. Then they decided to go the political way, to fight the establishment in their own battle, on their own turf, even knowing that they have everything to shortchange them. But it was a daring move that has now put Nigeria on this precipice again. So if you're now wondering, why are they after Obi? It is not Peter Obi they are after, but they are wrong in pretending publicly. And this is why, when they tell you why they want to stop Obi, because he's Igbo, because he used to be one of them, because he joined the political party, he's also corrupt, and every other thing they said about him, that is where they are getting it wrong. When you look at those who have kind of camped their anger, bottled their anger, and they decided to use that Peter Obi and his Labour Party as a fodder cayon to launch the final mortal the distinguishing of the establishment. And they did. Look at the damages they have done to the whatever is left of the reputation of Nigeria, simply by participating in a charade that they knew they were going to be rigged out. But they still went ahead. But look at it today. So those who continue to think it's about Obi, what they are doing is they are taking out all options that could have peacefully been a way of easing them out of what they have made of Nigeria before everything explodes. So they brought this guy, Apapa, that is being sponsored by dubious Dapo, the Ogun State governor, through somebody called Arabambi. And guess how much that is causing all this problem? In Labour Party that they declared third, and Atiku that is second is just there relaxing, no pressure. So why? It is just 60 million naira. 60 million naira. Now in the course of this wahala. So yesterday, Apapa said, well, it's Channels Television that has been giving them that breathing here, by the way. So Apapa told people that Labour Party has no case against APC or PDP in any tribunal in Nigeria. Yeah. The party chairman, suppose said, after declaring himself the party chairman, after being suspended. But the media in Nigeria is giving him that oxygen. They are giving him that platform to make all of this declaration. Guess what? The people actually backing them gave them lawyers, senior advocate of nuisance. They gave them judges. And there are many, many cases. And I can give you an idea of what you are still to expect. But for why? For somebody who came third. Why not go after somebody who came second? Why not second? Why third? You understand soon. So Apapa said, it was, Labour Party people are saying that it's not just Obi that got rigged. They said that so many House of Assembly, National Assembly seats were rigged too with evidence. The results were changed. So they were in tribunals. Some of them are contesting the governorship elections in some states. So a compromised system in Nigeria. Okay, before we even get to that part of them taking action. So these angry, frustrated, disappointed Nigerians, right, decided to put all of their rage, anger behind the charade that INEC was conducting, but they were denied their voices. But you see, when they decided that, okay, we have protested, they shot and killed us and jailed us, right? Now they said we should go and get voters card if we are not happy with the way Nigeria is being governed. Now we have gotten the voters card, so we don't care, even if Peter Obi have to run as independent. 90% of the people you know as Obidients, 90% of them, they don't have anything to do with Labour Party. Absolute nothing. In fact, they have to start training and teaching people that Peter Obi face is not going to be on the ballot. They will not see Peter Obi face. This is the Mama Papa. You remember how those their campaigns? Because all they wanted is just, they were so convinced that all they needed was just to kick out the criminals at the top. The rest will set in. Sure, they don't have anything to do with Labour Party. I remember when they were begging PDP. They were begging PDP. PDP, please give Peter Obi this and leave the rest for us. We'll do the rest for you. And they called their bluff. There was no Labour Party in any goddamn thing in this their 2023 charade until this Obidients pulled their force and they gave a redundant political party the national fame and international recognition. Labour Party, Labour Party, Labour Party. Before you know it, they started looking for people to fill executive positions in their political parties in their different states. This is to tell you that it was like a tsunami when this is what brought Labour Party to go over APC, PDP, the establishment in Nigeria. This didn't go down well with a lot of people. And that is the truth. So when the establishment now chose to now use a party that is practically only filling a void in what they call their law, there is no Labour Party. So there's no Labour Party without the Obidients. You know that. Majority of them don't even know who are the party leaders in anywhere. They just know Obi. And you all know that. So if the establishment is now going, if Tifnumbu and gang are paying millions of naira to some low-life miscreants to approach court and get different court orders so that they can just make sure that there is no case in court at all, are they not wasting their time? do you really think, I mean, haven't you thought about this? Yeah? That, let me give you the timeline. Oh, when this Obidient were telling Peter Obi to leave PDP, a lot of people who are like pretending to be patriotic Nigerians, patriotic in the sense that, you know, everybody hates APC. You know, when you say something about APC, you will see the people destroying people's supporters. I'm talking about the SPV boys, the Meccano boys, the articulated looters, articulated, fraudsters. They will quickly come and camp there and make you feel like you are their friend, because everybody hates APC because of what APC is doing. But, you know, I have seen them very much on my Omayegun's Diary Political, and I've always reminded them that I'm not your friend. And you know, one of the reasons why I said you may disagree with yourselves, all of you who have shown expressly that you are done with Nigeria. Every one of you who have expressed your disappointment with Nigeria, and you have actually publicly rejected what Nigeria represents and looking for alternatives. Depends on whatever you choose, whether you are Revolution Now, African Wahala, whether you are Revolution Now, or whether you are IPOB, or whether you are Yoruba Nation, or whether you are Obedient, or whatever you have chosen. You know what that represents? It represents that, it actually represents that you are all not interested in what the current Nigeria represents, and something needs to change. Now, you can disagree with yourselves, but when you shut yourselves down, when you, out of whatever the Nigerian blood in some of you, whatever it is that is kicking in you, the hypocrisy some of you hide behind that cause you choose, okay? You see, every time you shut yourself down, every time you attack yourselves, or every time you celebrate the attack on any of you, what you don't know is that you are making the establishment win. The more divided you are, the stronger they will remain. And that is why on Omayegun's Diary Political, you can only find it unclear if you belong to the categories of those I just mentioned now, right? The categories that believes that you know it better, your own choice is the best way. Those ones are wrong. You are right. You know, when you continue to shut yourselves down, the establishment wins, because without you being united in a way, you can't actually get to them. Anyway, that is why on Omayegun's Diary Political, I make everybody understand the enemy that got you to believe whatever you believe in today. Whether Nigeria should break up, whether Nigeria should be restructured, whether Nigeria should be a confederation, whatever thing you are, it means you disagree with the current status quo. And that's why I always remind you as well that instead of me that believes that Nigeria, whether you do election 1 million times from this generation to 1 million generation until Nigeria actually break up, you are going nowhere. I believe that. But for those of you who believe that this establishment must die or must be gone before that will happen, you know why I said the obedient are like their karma? Is because just anything that can actually bring down this particular establishment is for the good of Nigeria going forward. Now, let's come back to this. The establishment is stronger when you chase after yourselves. Remember that. Okay? So in this case, the establishment seems to have gotten it wrong. Let me give you the timeline. They said PDP was going to probably inherit. Number one, when it was looking like no matter what you do, no matter what you say about APC, you are all going to end up in the hands of people destroying people. That put a lot of people off. Then the scam, the propaganda to convince you that it could be better was then started cooking. Remember these angry Nigerians, right? I remember they started asking PDP to first zone your distance to Eastern Nigeria and leave the rest for us. They called their bluff. Those people destroying people members who initially were pretending to be supporting justice simply because we were talking about APC, at that point, they started going back to their vomit. Their criminal leaders, the highest bidder, whoever can pay more. And they call it gig. Yes, they were calling it gig. You see, injustice around that time started shifting from APC to the people who disagrees. There are people destroying people who always be the CME's twin to APC. Now let's cut it short. They told him to leave. All of you, a lesson will be learned. Nigeria politics is not about social media. Nigeria politics is not about this is blah, 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 blah. So people started waiting. Which political party is he going to go to? Where is he going to pick again? What's he going to be like? Then boom, Labour Party. And like magic, Labour Party with 400 followers on Twitter. Labour Party overnight jumped to over 500,000 followers. And before you know it, these young Nigerians, they now delegated the party work to themselves. Some of them were building websites in order to build their membership base. Some of them were building, redesigning the party logo. Some of them are beginning to pay for party offices. A lot of them started doing the sensitization in their different local government areas. I mean, they turned the whole thing around overnight. Labour Party from obscurity became the third force. That a lot of people who pretended that they wanted better thing for Nigeria for years, but when it came to the part of fulfilling that what they represented or claimed to represent, they switched back to the status quo. They quickly jumped on the establishment wagon. Whoever could pay more, and they like magic. People that used to criticize APC, people that used to organize protest against APC, suddenly they just turned every beam after the people they now call the Obidients. These guys are so resourceful, that Labour Party became the third force overnight. Strong indeed. So they said, Kolu and his gang, they approached them. Oh, well done. You are doing a good job. In fact, we love the fact that you left PDP. We know that with what you have done, you are a good Southerner, Obi. So now, what we're going to need from you is that we will give you some money in order to continue what you are doing. We know that these young people love you, but it's just social media. You know what I mean? They thought it was just going to help them. Cut down Atiku's chances. They thought he was joking. They thought he was just one of those. So they went for him. They went for the people who are supposed to be the leaders of the political party is now a member of. They went for them, but they forgot what actually gave birth to Obi himself. That it wasn't Obi that woke up one morning and started going lyrical in the media, on social media, telling people what he has to offer them, how he's going to make Nigeria. No. It was these angry Nigerians who have abandoned the entire establishment. They have no trust in the entire, all of them. These are the people who are, this is the force. But till tomorrow, some of you, Lagos Abobakus, Oshogbo Alimajiris, on-boot slaves, sophisticated morons, even your uncles and aunties abroad, the Mumu Madus, the Bele lecturers, the Mumu lecturers, the crumb eaters, the ass lickers, the crumb chasers, the all-risers. Majority of you are as dumb, or you are kind of acting as dumb as your leaders. You continue to to ignore the real force, the real fire, that is burning what you call the obituary, obedience, and every other thing you call them. You continue to undermine them, but they continue to be the main threats. that is never going to go away to whatever cook or whatever thing you've cooked and saved. And you think these are the people that will never make you sit back and enjoy whatever you think you want to enjoy from what you have done. Now, I am explaining that to you. Okay? So the establishment is spending money thinking if they take over his party. So after taking over the party, and then shut him down out of the tribunal, or whatever they did, right? Then everybody will go away. That's the mistake you did. The moment he left PDP, they will stop shouting, oh, no, it's Jerry, nobody go hear about them. By September, they will be gone. How many of you said that? And you are watching me tonight. How many of you said in April 2022, or May 2022, when Peter Obi said he resigned from PDP, how many of you laughed? How many of you actually believe that now this is actually a joke? And how many of you said it to yourself, even publicly, that by September, they will be gone? Well, there are many of you who said that, and you are watching me right now. By September, they will be gone. Then he declared Labour Party, you started laughing. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. Lesson will be learned. That's the timeline. They will be gone. Nobody will remember them again by December. Abi? December came. But other than them to be gone, they have become the leading political party in Nigeria. All polls, locally and internationally, pointed that they were going to beat PDP and APC. That's exactly what was about to happen. Remember that, oh? So lesson will be learned. Lesson will be learned. The people that claim to be tired of Nigeria, the people that claim that Nigeria needed to be saved, suddenly, they now focus on the other ones who also said Nigeria needed to be saved. A new Nigeria is possible. Do you see the contradiction? So PDP, APC, they now turned on these supposed Obidients. Don't pretend that you don't know what I'm saying. A lot of you are sitting down there. Yes, I told them that they will learn lesson. But what you didn't say at the time was that you were going to rig them. You were going to manipulate the whole thing so shabbily that it became a stigma, a tag that has now brought in this certificate of Presidiot Select. Now, well, that's actually not where I'm going. Where I'm going is the establishment that always love to name something, to name people something before they shut them down or kill them. Now, they have named the Obedient, and they are now misfiring. I just thought I should tell you, you are misfiring. Because the way you are misfiring is that you are shooting at Obi. And you expected him to have actually died now. You said his political career is dead. I remember many of you said his political career was dead. Until you have now turned it into, how can we stop him from going to court? That is where I'm going now. From nothing, waste of time, use this, blah, 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 you've called them. To now spending money to get people who have no influence whatsoever on what Labour Party has become, or what the Labour Party scored in an election. Those who have worked tirelessly to sabotage that and still doing so, and the establishment is still paying them to shut the entire, they call it movement. Guess what? They have used different wonderful names to describe these guys. Bayo Ononuga, that Ezibida, he said the Obedient tsunami. Senator Eyinaya Abaribe, he said when the Obedient wave blew through Abia. Gandola in Kano, he said, we thank God that saved us from the wave of the Obedient in the north. all these guys expressed the kind of shock that this 10-month-old group movement have on the entire establishment and still having today. Now, I'm actually saying Apapa, who came from nowhere, Apapa, who came from nowhere, is just doing a bidding or doing a job that he is not capable of doing. From my own observation, from my own point of view, you can't shut something you didn't create down. Do you want to know something? Peter Obi cannot shut the Obidients movement down. Do you know that? This is not an exaggeration. No. Do you know that Peter Obi cannot shut the obedient people down? Some of them are saying that before the whole thing got to this, they asked him, Shay, if they steal our election or mandate, would you stand and fight for us? He said, I will go nowhere. I will stand there with you and I will fight with you to the end. Yeah, that's what he told them. And I think he's expressed that recently as well. Let me show you this. I want to drink tea. Man, take cool my what you call throat. Listen to this.
Your Excellency, me in particular, I have thought by now you'll be resting after the election. Which like indicating what you did during the
Oh, you know, this is not, for me, politics is not about office. It is about helping to build a better society. If you're in politics because of office, it shouldn't be. You should be in politics for caring about the good of the society. So it's everyone. I live in here now, I'm going to the hospital. I'm going to the hospital now to support people in the hospital. Because that's what it's all about.
Because one of your partners, shortly after that election, he went abroad to rest.
Well, yes, those who need rest should have rest. Those of us who don't need rest.
So do you get that? So you can't shut something you didn't create down. The reason why, whether you kill them, you can only, by the way, the establishment, even when Tifnubu comes, gets inaugurated in a way, and sworn in, there are still going to be millions, and I'm talking about tens of millions, okay? Tens of millions of them that will never see Tifnubu as their president. And it is not going to be like before. You know, before PDP or APC, if you lose the election that way, the party members will be like, they will not like you, everybody move on and all that, nobody cares. But the difference now is that when they thought they rigged Obi to third place, sure you get, in a place whereby he can't come and claim to have won. How can you say you win when you are in third place? That is what the question they are asking now. And that is why they are finding it difficult that how come that Obi people are the loudest? So it is just to let you know that it's not just Obi. So if you shoot him down, they still won't go away. So when Apapa that they gave the job to, the establishment is stupid. They are just actually stupid. And I know what they are doing. Let me tell you something. What Apapa came to do is to throw a spanner. Usually, if to say Labour Party should be about the labor force in Nigeria for you to know how messed up Nigeria is. For you to know that when people say that you can't help Nigeria is irredeemable, okay? And these are the examples. Nigeria labor force, federal and state and local government, you can put them at over maybe 40 million. Sure you get? When you say labor force, it means everybody working, Abi. In government and all that, if you're a worker, you should normally. Now, if you are not a worker that you are, I would expect that a percentage of, let's say, maybe 70% should be people who are workers that would ordinarily align with the NLC and the political view. Same way you have the conservatives, you have the labor here in the UK. Sure you get? Some people are not member of a Labour Party here in the UK, But somehow, the policy of Labour Party, because they are workers, they will tell you because of that, they will always vote for Labour Party. No matter how you see them. In Nigeria, there's no policy in all these places. So, but you would expect a labor force to be all about workers. So if their political view is about workers, this and that, and Peter Obi is the presidential candidate of their political party, you would expect an easy, but that's not Nigeria. That's why they say politics in Nigeria is illogical. It beats all logic. So the only thing Apapa came to do is just to throw spanner. By all means, he is not the chairman of Labour Party. Sure you get. But the way Nigeria work is, if the political party is in crisis, and the crisis can spread as fast as you can never imagine, because it's all about money. If you mobilize the right people, all they have to do is to get as many corrupt, as many criminally minded Nigerians to stand as party executives, and they will have a press covering them, and they will make pronouncements, and before you know it, ex parte order will come from a court that will say what those clowns said that you were laughing is real. Don't think what they said is fine now. So you will now have to go back to that court to go and fight until they stop what they have said. But while you are doing all of that, your party will never remain the same again. So now show them how you want to fight the government in power, how you want to be an opposition, how do you want to reclaim back your mandate. But do you know what mistake they are making? I'll keep telling you, is that these guys are not PDP, okay? These guys are not your regular political party people. These are Nigerians that you have been pushing here and there for the past 8 years, and they have been waiting for a time to take back their pound of flesh. And they found one. And no matter what you do or what you say, if you do it free and fair, they go beat you. You don't get it. Don't use violence. Don't use high neck. Don't use all this falsification. Just do it free and fair. You know what people said? They said that if to say those Tifnumbu and gang, they really care about Nigeria, that they want to rule. Number one, they will not stage the most violent, terrorized election ever. Because you can't come back from that. You can't tell people to move on from that. That's the mistake you are making. Hey, election is over, let us move on. No, you can't tell people to move on from participating in an election and at the same time conducting burial services. Imagine, you are participating in an election in your country. An election you won't go to. The following day, you don't bury your loved one because they attacked them at the polling unit and they killed your family member. Election, would you remember that election or remember what happened to your family? You go for an election and here you are on the theater table. Operation table. They're about to amputate your hand. They're about to amputate your leg. They're about to operate eye surgery. Because of election, you don't come back from that. You don't. You don't move on from that. Just let's move on. Just the same way some of you are unity beggars. Unity beggars. We know that Nigeria is corrupt. We know this country is this. Evil people don't. Let us all just come together. Let us move on. Come to unity begging. No. That's it doesn't work that way. And I think you are about to find out as well. A lot of you are about to find out because you are beginning to ask questions like, election. By May 29, they are going to swear. They are going to swear for Tifnumbu, and Tifnumbu is going to be the president of Nigeria. So, do you think that's the end of it? Are you that naive? Nobody's moving on. No. Some of you are telling yourselves right now that, what if Tinubu can't become better person? What if even though Tinubu he looks evil, everything around him looks evil, everything people are saying about him is this or that? What if Tinubu now come back and be the best? Hello? You can continue to live in your la-la land. Okay? An horrible tree cannot bear good fruits. Go and check that. Do you understand? A poisonous tree cannot bear any sweet, nutritious fruit. Now death he go bring. APC, Egbekegbe, represents marginalization, xenophobia, jihadism, terrorism, impunity, corruption, state profiling, state targeting, and the rest and none like that. That is what APC, Egbekegbe, represent. They can't bear you any good fruit. Stop living in your lala land. I know so many of you who were attacking us then that we should wish Nigeria well. Now, because we know wish Nigeria well, that is why all these things are happening. Bunch of psychos. No, you're not going to take us to that your lala land, to that your dreamland. It doesn't work that way. Do you get that? It's because you don't like, we need to pray for Nigeria. All of us that if you don't pray for a country, shut up your mouth, man. Shut it up. You know why? How about you? If we know how to pray for a country that is being deliberately sabotaged, a system that is being deliberately compromised, if we are not hypocrites to be pretending to be prayer warriors, okay, you believe in that prayer. How far with your prayers? January to December, Sunday to Monday. So your prayer no reach heaven. You are a liar. Prayers don't fix country that is being deliberately destroyed. You name names. You will name names of those who are doing it. And possibly you should withdraw your hypocrisy. It doesn't change anything. If people say we don't like Nigeria, what about you will love Nigeria? Say your own love is not enough. Oh, love is not enough, Mayegu. Oh, really? Tell me about it. What else will actually make Nigeria work after your prayer? When Nigeria has become one of the biggest country with the highest exportation of prayer. Nigeria pray with the export prayer. You don't know? With the export churches. So what else would you like to look for? Matorayin, you are a liar. So you can't tell yourself that something that is a poisonous tree is going to bear a sweet, nutritious fruit. You are a liar. But you can live in your lala land. Ask your uncles and aunties, the ones that lived in lala land when Bokwari was trouncing them. They were losing jobs because Nigeria was turning warehouses to prayer center. Can you believe that? They are shutting down factories to open prayer centers. So people are shutting down factories. They are shutting down, businesses to then turn them to prayer centers so that people can come back in to come and pray for a job. You don't see that one before? 8 years. Continue. But here is the truth. The system is fighting a lost battle. They won the war, but they lost the battle. The real battle that Nigeria and Nigerians are facing is called the battle of justice, the battle of unity, the battle of fairness. And you cannot give any of these if you don't have them. You can't give what you don't have. APC doesn't have it. And that's why they are working towards quenching and conquering every opposition they can get. But have you asked yourselves why? That for 8 years, the only sane opposition against APC in Nigeria are actually Nigerians. Have you noticed that? Or do you need me to remind you? Yeah, we have been the opposition. Or have you seen any PDP member? Or have you seen any Kwakwanso member in jail for criticizing APC? Please tell me. I'm not talking about the thieves that they have compromised on. I am talking about APC members that criticize PDP members, leaders that are openly and steadily criticizing APC. Steady, that is in jail today. Or ever arrested for criticizing Bokwari. They won't. It's always been Nigerians using their different platforms, educating other Nigerians, exposing what should be exposed, telling themselves, and in fact, organizing, mobilizing themselves against whatever they think is wrong in that country. Do you now see why APC is so dumb, paying people to take over Labour Party, to take over, what do you call it? Paying people to sabotage IPOB, paying people to take over Showore's movement too, and everybody that they consider as an opposition, paying people to break apart Afenifere, paying people to pay any opposition, because all they needed is just name. Oh, who are they? Oh, they are so. Okay. Who is their leader? And that their leader, they agree. The guy no go collect bribe. Yeah, if you no collect bribe, look for 2-3 people within them. Let's create a faction. Do you know that is why the opposition against the establishment in Nigeria is so sustained? Have you noticed that? Because the people that are against what APC represents are against them genuinely, not selfishly. Yes, we have some opportunists who want to take advantage of everything. Okay, yes, we can do it better. That one is not doing that. Don't listen to them, Jare. Now we be original. No, that one are fake. That one are original, and the rest. Of course, you have opportunists. But that will never drown the voice or the spirit of everyone who have chosen to selflessly object APC. Don't you think? Our politics is dirty gone. That's why they call it dirty. So when they say they will teach them a lesson, they are using the old trick to fight new battle. No. I don't think it's going to work. I'm going to use a different phrase here. There is what you call the old order, where they do things the old way. But you are dealing with a generation that can no longer be lied to. Sure, you get. As we speak today, 99% of those who participated in that your charade election, from registration to the day you started your abracadabra, 99% of them on the side of this Obi, which is actually the majority, they don't believe anymore in your system in Nigeria. Institutions, they are just waiting for the judiciary to put the final nail on the coffin of what is known, or what they know, or what they used to know about Nigeria, before they will finally make up their minds. And you are shrinking the space with your fascism. You are naming them, gaslighting them, accusing them of what you are doing. What that means is that you are shrinking the space. Very soon, they will run out of options. I'm talking about your own laid down supposed legal options. They will begin to set their own rules, and they will force you to obey them, including your vuvuzelas. All of you watching me right now on the side of your oppressors, thinking you are part of the team. You know you are not. You are just pawn on their chess table. And fair enough, you are comfortable in that your enslavement. But guess something? Yourself, your oppressors, the establishment that cut across all parts of Nigeria, y'all are going to make these guys run out of options soon. They're not going to go and get voters' card to vote. They're not going to go back into anything, because they would have seen everything completely. They are not going to wait for the court to actually give them any justice. At the end of the day, they will set their rules and they will force you to live by it. Yeah, force. Because as we speak, what they want Apapa to do, creating this, and the media is already saying, Labour Party factional leader, Labour Party faction this and that. Are you with me? So what they will do is this. I have told you many times, even before the charade election, I said you are not going to have any election. I used what happened in 2019 as a very much recent example of what you should expect. Then I placed before you all of the candidates and the personalities that are clear, that are running to be the president and whatever in Nigeria, I told you, you are never going to have an election. You're going to have something that is going to be so insulting that you are going to feel so sad that it's going to make you feel much like you have wasted your time. But when I felt like that wasn't encouraging, because I actually wanted you to experience it before you begin to understand it well. Whether you are a young person, whether you are old person, whether you don't know much about Nigerian politics and the rest of that, I did my best to make you know that hoping or building expectation on something that is planned to fail is like somebody will be say, say poison in the inside cup and you still drink them anyway because you have faith that it won't kill you. Sure, you get. That's exactly what I narrated it as. And I also said, but for the sake of the education that all of us need, for the sake of proper conviction that Nigeria cannot be helped, you needed that experience. And I'm happy today. You have proven to the establishment that if you were allowed, you will run them out of town, including all of the power and the money they think they control. Even using the same tool, the stuff they put together, using it to defeat them, you could do that. But they won't let you. I told you they won't let you. A lot of you kind of didn't believe. But you have had the experience now. You have the experience now. You have seen how rigging is done. You have seen how supposedly educated people lying without shame. You have seen that, Abi. You have seen supposed respected people coming on to deny what they are saying. You have seen supposed, right? People who are like, oh, supposed like, okay, I'm so I respect this person, I respect that person, and all of that. You have seen them come out, to gaslight the victims and then defend the criminals that you think they were also fighting. You have that experience right now. But there are still many of you who strongly believe there is a court in Nigeria that is going to then do the right thing. I don't want to burst your bubble. Okay? I don't want you to feel bad. I don't want you to think it is impossible, but I just want to tell you what to expect. And then I can advise you to manage your expectation. I'll deal with this blinking. I will be back in a minute or two, okay? Don't go anywhere.
Today, I want to declare without equivocation. Today, I want to declare without equivocation.
Shay, help us, help us. There is God, There is God, 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 God. God should descend, today God will descend here. Nigerian women will not cry in vain.